Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the second to last race of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series season. Coming to you live from Iowa Speedway. Action-packed event tonight. Practice just finishing up. We're here for 150 laps with a fuel window right around that 100 lap mark. True greenway checkered attempts. We're looking at partly cloudy skies with a track temp of 115 plus. So hot and slick out there. But before we go any further, let's bring in the one and only Mike Campiggio.
AJ, how we doing tonight? Everybody watching at home, how y'all doing tonight? Y'all ready for some racing at Iowa?
Dude, I've been looking forward to this so much. You had your race at Iowa last night. Tonight we're taking the trucks to Iowa. We're just looking for good racing all week, my friend. And when the playoffs start heating up, they heat up. And let's talk about those points, Mike, and how close they really are. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Justin Fuller with an 11-point lead over Wesley Donaldson, 14 points over Sean Macklin, 16 over Brian Macklin. Nelson Rivera, minus 23. Chad Coleman, minus 24. Byron Daly, minus 25. It looks like Byron Daly's going to lose even more not being at the race tonight. The only driver that is in some serious danger right now is Byron Daly and Tyler Dalton, both minus 25. Mike, what are you taking from our point standings going into the second to last race of the season?
Well, AJ, is a very tight point battle, and let's say Justin Fuller doesn't have the greatest of night. That's in Wesley Donaldson or Sean Macklin or even Brian Macklin themselves. They have a good night and they close the gap. Ooh, we're thinking about going to Homestead for the championship finale with maybe points under 10.
Yeah, anything right around that 10 or under, it is anybody's race next week. But Justin Fuller can very much pull it out of reach for everyone. And the only reason why I say that is because look at tonight. We have 18 people. If he can get that right around that 20-point mark, he can go into next week just needing to start the race.
This is true, depending on how many people show up next week, too.
Well,
it's a very good point.
Qualifying has just started. Mike, while everybody's going to hit the track and put down the fastest lap they can, run through the tail of the tape through Iowa's past.
Well, let's do it, AJ. Let's start actually early this year, 2024. They had race number 16 on the season was here. They ran 150 laps, 6 leaders for 7 lead changes, 2 cautions for 9 laps. The pole was won by Tyler Dalton, who only led 1 lap in that race, but finished 27th. The winner, though, was Brian Macklin, who started second and led the most laps at 49. Let's go back to last year, 2023, where he ran 150 laps, 5 leaders, 6 lead changes, 2 cautions for 11 laps. The pole was won by Brian Macklin, led 103 laps, which was the most in that race, Winner was Tyler Dalton, who started 14th and led 29 laps. And let's go back to 2022. Ran 150 laps once again. 3 leaders for 2 lead changes. 5 cautions for 25 laps in that race. The pole was won by Daniel Falkingham, who led 28 laps during that event. The winner was Derek Myers, who started 6th and led 21 laps. AJ.
So we're looking at about 5 to 6 leaders, anywhere from 2 all the way to 7 lead changes. But the number that really pokes out at me, Mike, is we go green here quite a bit. I think today, with it being so hot on that racetrack, is going to be a completely different beast. So look for these trucks to really kick out sideways coming off of turn 2 and turn 4, as Tommy Ryan, his first lap is no good. He's gonna wreck coming off of turn 4. He's gonna have one shot at it. He's gonna have one lap. Let's jump on with Bobby Wetzel as he's gonna finish his first attempt. But Mike, holy cow, as we just saw right there, one of maybe the favorites with his short track and how good he is, spinning off of 4, Tommy Ryan.
Yes, and that was the perfect example of talking about how we were saying that these trucks are really going to get slick and loose, and especially off turn 2 and turn 4. So that was a perfect example for the people at home watching about it. But the good thing about Iowa, AJ, it's multiple grooves. As Tommy Ryan is spinning again into the outside wall, and that he's not going to be able to get a lap done.
No, not at all.
He is not. But Iowa, the good news is about Iowa, multiple grooves of racing. Last night at my race, when I raced here, we had guys running all the way basically against the wall in 1 and 2 and down to the bottom at the yellow line. So multiple grooves sets up for good racing.
Where did you finish, Mike?
I finished in 11th last night.
That's not bad. That's still a good portion of the field.
Yeah, I needed one more yellow to get back on the lead lap, and I probably could have finished top 10. But sometimes it's not your day with the cautions.
No, believe me, I know how that goes. Tyler Dalton, needing a good night tonight. His first lap and second lap, 24:06 and then a 24:16. Brian Mackling goes 9th best, loose out of 2, caught the back end of that catch. See how he's gonna fare coming off of turn 4. A lot of drivers having an issue with turn 4.
Let's see how he does here.
A little bit on the conservative side. And does that help his cause? It does. P2. We have a Macklin and Macklin front row for now.
Because Justin Fuller's taking the green flag on his first attempt.
Here he goes. Into turn 1. Gonna run that middle lane. Drop it all the way to the inside on exit. And then bring it right back towards the wall. No looseness at all from that 51 Toyota Tundra. First lap, Justin Fuller is good for 13th.
The second lap is going to really tell the tale where he's going to start. Really good 1 and 2 that time.
A little bit of looseness off of 2. Able to keep it going the right way. Out of turn 4. The 51 units in portable storage will go P1.
Top of the board.
P1.
Top of the board.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And that's it for qualifying. Fuller is going to get pole, and then Sean Macklin's going to start outside pole in that front row. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back and take a quick word from the TranService Trucking Logistics.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
Everybody, let's run down the starting lineup for the second to last race of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series season. The round of 8, race number 3. Let's see. Starting on the pole, the 51 of Justin Fuller. Outside pole, Sean Macklin. In row 2, Brian Macklin, Chad Coleman. Row 3, EJ O'Rourke and Wesley Donaldson. Row 4, Seth Faudy, Tyler Dalton. And rounding out the top 10, in row number 5, Nelson Rivera and Mike Montesi.
All right, let's go on 11th place. We got Jeff Ryan. In 12th place, Glenn Campbell. In 13th is Robert Fieri. In 14th is Bobby Wetzel. In 15th is Richard Swavely. In 16th is Tommy Ryan. In 17th is Brian Wortman. Rounding out the field tonight in 18th is Mark Schrader.
All right, Mike, let's go over our picks. You go first.
Well, AJ, we're going to be looking pretty smart with our picks because we're going to be basically on the front row. I'm taking Justin Fuller tonight.
Yep, and I'm taking the number 18 of Sean Macklin. Guys, watching at home, who are you picking?
Got plenty of options to choose from. See if somebody's going to take the field in the comments.
I mean, I know a couple people that would play a game like that. Cough, 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 JoJo.
Well, AJ, this is going to be certainly an interesting race tonight, I think. And I think we're going to see a lot of strategy, and especially with the tires.
Well, also a lot on the line tonight. As we mentioned, it's the second to last race before the end of the season. We go to Homestead next week. Could by the end of the night, we crown a champion, and then next week is just basically who's going to finish second? Or are we going to go into Homestead next week with the 8 drivers still having a shot at Justin Fuller? Well, we're just 150 laps away from finding that out, Mike. It's going to be a fun one. Chat room, where are you? Who are you rooting for? 51 of Fuller pole sitter is going to take that outside. Don't know if that's a good spot to take it off the initial restart. Sean Macklin, I wouldn't be surprised, is able to get into the corner a little bit better. I know we're going to move up the racetrack the later we go in the run. Pace car is off, and we are green at Iowa.
Pretty even start here as we thunder off into turn number 1.
There's Sean Macklin. Oh, lose
Fuller,
the 51.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a twitch in that machine right there.
I mentioned that outside off the restart, maybe not the best pick in the world, but either way, he's gonna hold on the second, and I'm not worried about Fuller at all. He'll be there at the end. But further back, that 41 of EJ O'Rourke is struggling on that inside.
All right, got to get these tires up to temp there too, AJ. So this inside line is going to be a little bit sketchy here the first couple laps. But it looks like these guys are starting to single file out here, get into line, and get into a rhythm here. First side-by-side battle really is back here with Seth Faudy and Tyler Dalton.
Everybody's going to be struggling with a loose truck.
You
saw
see
it a lot
already
in practice.
Yeah, and you see already these guys are running all over this racetrack, which is great to see. Iowa always likes to sell out when races are like this.
I still can't believe it took to this year for a Cup race to come to Iowa. This is what we've been seeing from Iowa since the get-go, since it started on the National Series. As you can still see Seth Faudy and the 44, Glenn Campbell still battling, as Glenn Campbell's going to have a nice run off of 4 and move up a couple positions. E.J. O'Rourke has finally made it to that outside. Tyler Dalton to his inside.
Oh.
The 19 is loose.
Oh, yeah, he was loose. That's a glove slave and a beauty right there.
Yeah, good hockey reference. I like it.
Right? Got to fit in that hockey reference every once in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, and neither of our teams ended the season the way we wanted it to.
No, they did not. But there's always next year, right?
Yeah, I've heard that for 30 years now, pal.
That's true. Seems like the outside line and inside line so far here, first couple laps, are pretty even with each other. I think later in the run, I would anticipate the middle groove and that outside groove to really kick in and get these guys rolling.
Yeah, we're on board with Justin Fuller. You hear how early he gets out of the gas and just sets the car and lets it roll. Just such a smooth wheel. But this is where
we got trouble. Trouble.
Yellow
Seth Faudy
flag.
is around in 1 and 2, AJ. It didn't look like he hit anything.
Go back and take a look at it. Seth Faudy, the 11. Does he just overcook it? Oh, he's going to get tagged by Robert Fieri.
Little
There he goes.
misjudgment. Yeah, a little misjudgment right there between bumpers.
First caution of the evening comes out on lap number 8.
He's lucky he did not hit that outside wall. So he did a good job doing a 360 and kept on going.
And it doesn't look like there's any damage on the back end of that 11 Toyota Tundra. Let's go check the 77's front end. And there is no damage there either. So both drivers getting away with one here. The only thing that Seth Faudy might have are some flat spotted tires.
If I'm him, I'd come in and get 4 tires.
And just some big keys for today's race. The track is hot and slick. Drivers will need to manage their tires, especially the right side tires. If they drive it in too hard, they're going to burn up that right front. And if they go in a little too soft on exit, they're going to screw up the right rear. But they will run out of tires, tire before they get to that fuel number, which is right around 100 laps. And you're going to look at tire fall off probably within 40 to 50 laps of wanting new rubbers. But they'll try to make it stand all the way to 75, Mike. You know this group.
I was going to say, somebody's going to try to really force it to at least 80 or 85 or 90 even. Especially this late in the season, especially some guys maybe not in the playoff race. Wing
What's
it
there to lose?
at this point. Yeah, right? Wing it.
What is there to lose? First caution of the evening. And it looks like Tyler Dalton's going to come down pit road. Robert Fieri's going to come down pit road. Mark Schrader, Brian Wertman, Bobby Wetzel, all hitting pit road.
See if any of these guys take tires. They may just take fuel only here. Oh.
What's up? What'd I miss? I can't hear it.
Okay, so basically, something happened with iRacing that they're giving these guys multiple sets of tires, and then there's some people who are saying they don't have a set of tires.
What?
Okay, so what's going on is everybody has multiple sets of tires, and there was only supposed to be 3. So they're calling an audible and saying that everybody can only take 3 sets of tires in this race.
And I'm guessing that's also going to make it so the admins have to go back and watch every single driver when they come down pit road to see if they're taking a set of tires or not.
I would think so, but just trying to listen to see what they're talking about here.
Lights are off on the iRacing official pace car. Mike, you had a very eventful weekend at Indianapolis. Looked like a pretty decent race. I know the finish was very wonky. What was it like there?
Boy, AJ, the electricity around Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Saturday and Sunday especially were really, really good. It was a great weekend weather-wise, and the crowd was even, you know, the crowd's not going to be as big as the Indy 500, but, I mean, for a NASCAR race on the Oval, they got over about 75,000 people there, especially for a NASCAR race on the Oval. Oh, it was fantastic. My section... Go ahead.
We'll get to the rest of that maybe when we hit a lull in the race, because there's a couple questions I want to hit you. Sean Macklin on the inside, he's your starter. The 51 of Fuller on the outside. There goes the 18 with a great launch. Ooh. Up to the top side before they get to that line, or just as he gets to the line.
We'll see if they're going to throw it, a black flag for him for doing that.
Fuller to the inside. He's looking. Doesn't have the position. But that 51 is there. Your biggest mover of the race early on is Tommy Ryan. We mentioned him in practice, who he could have a very nice run this evening. The 99 up 7 spots.
You see Seth Fowdy's coming on those fresh set of tires that were just spinning there. He's made up a little bit of ground here.
Yeah, he's -4 from where he started tonight's race, but he was -7 on the restart. So he's already gotten 3 positions. I love Jeff Ryan's Dale Earnhardt kind of throwback style truck. But up front, it's all Sean Macklin. Second takes you to Justin Fuller. Third, Brian Macklin. Fourth, E.J. O'Rourke. Fifth, it's the 38 of Chad Coleman.
See Chad back running the A-Shock paint scheme this week after running Jim Beam last week.
Yeah, I don't think Chase runs A-Shock anymore, does he? I haven't seen him.
No, ever since Mountain Dew and those products left Hendrick Motorsports after 2022, he does not run that anymore.
Mountain Dew left too?
Yep, Mountain Dew left, Little Caesars left, and then
Oh, no kidding.
Hooters is going to be leaving here shortly too.
I don't think Hooters is going to be back on the car since they haven't paid their bill.
That would be a good assumption. Ooh, EJ, hang on to it. Oh, that 41 was.
We saw that. Holy shnikes, Batman. That's going to open up the door for Coleman. He's even on exit, but that 41 just gets a nice hole shot off of 4. We're already almost 20 laps into this race. We click off laps very fast, right around that 24 to 25 seconds a lap, as Dalton and Donaldson moving forward. They're the closest drivers in points to Justin Fuller, but the issue is Fuller's sitting in second, and they're sitting in, well, Donaldson's sitting in 7th. Let's bring up those points again. There it is. Wesley Donaldson, -11. Sean Macklin's leading this race. So he's going to take off a couple points. But it also doesn't help that 51 is right behind him.
No, it does not.
Thank you for the like, John Fowler. Bully Dog Coffee Company, thanks for the like as well. And obviously, thank you, Mike, for sharing it out as well.
You're welcome. Got to grow that
Appreciate you,
channel.
buddy. Which we have a lot brewing on the channel in just about a week and a half. We have A-Car, Adrenaline Championship Auto Racing, coming to the channel. It's the rebranded EFRL with the Fry Trucking Series. Their first race is the qualifying and duels. August 5th, right around 8:30, we'll go live. So if you want to see more trucks, or if you're interested in joining, hit me up. I will get you to Ryan Fry. We have a lot brewing down the pipeline. Very excited for this channel in the near future.
And I'm glad, AJ, that you guys at the channel agreeing on another contract extension for me to hop on with you again for another season.
Dude, I love having you up in this broadcast booth. Like, don't get me wrong, I love having anybody up here just to have me not go crazy as the 30 is loose off of 2, and he gets right back into it, but Tyler Dalton is right on the back bumper of the 30 of Brian Macklin. Wow.
Big save right there. That could have been championship implications if he really lost that thing.
But it looks like Sean Macklin up to about 1.25 seconds over Fuller, Macklin, and Dalton. But we are very much looking at that 51 as the 30 and the 19 have caught him.
While you are watching that, I'm watching these guys back here. Glenn Campbell, Ryan, and Bobby Wetzel. These guys are under a blanket too. Like those three up there are under a blanket.
I mean, Ryan's washing up the racetrack a little bit. He's going to be able to keep it off the 44. Campbell, it looked like it was going to be really, really hairy on the exit of 2. And I'm starting to think the 44 of Campbell is slowing up Bobby Wetzel.
And Bobby's going to wing it in there. He's going to try to make it.
He's going to send it.
He's got a good run here. Will he take it to the middle? No, he's going to decide to push him.
I don't think he had anywhere to go there.
No, he's going to cut underneath him now. We're going to be 3 wide off the corner.
Ooh. Yeah, that ooh, Mike. 100% that ooh. Like Brian Macklin has backed off just a little bit. Tyler Dalton now battling with the 51.
Seems like Tyler Dalton has done a pretty good job this week at saving a little bit of tire, because normally when we've seen him, he runs out really good for a short amount of time, then that truck falls off. But it looks like this week he's got the opposite.
So let's jump on board. See if he's letting off early. Oh yeah, he's letting it coast in and letting it roll for a while. You know what they say, sometimes slow is fast.
That is true. We got a battle back here. EJ O'Rourke to the inside of Mike Montesi. These guys behind them, side by side.
Here comes the 4. Here comes the 4 with a big run down the back straightaway. And he's just going to give the
he's going to push him.
shot.
Yeah, he's going to give him a little bit of a push.
Got to be careful with that. You could almost push EJ straight into the wall. Good cluster of trucks, starting with EJ in 7th, and that goes all the way back to the 99 of Tommy Ryan in 11th.
And you see these guys are just using every single groove that they can, trying to get at least a little bit of clean air on their front end too, if they can. Try to stay out of the dirty air. You got guys that are... I was just going to say, you got guys that are, saved a little bit of tire that is helping them now, and you got other guys that maybe ran a little bit too hard, and now they're struggling with their trucks.
EJ now getting run after run after run from Bobby Wetzel. It was Mike Montesi a couple laps ago, but Bobby Wetzel now the truck to contend with that 41, and that's only for 7th. And Tyler Dalton has made the pass on Justin Fuller. Go back and take a look at it. Nice, clean pass. And I think Fuller kind of helped him out a little bit there.
Give him a little bit of push down the front straightaway.
And Tyler Dalton is about 1.5 tenths faster than Sean Macklin last time by. See what the difference is here. 18 with a 25.31 to Tyler Dalton's 25.30. Almost even. And you know exactly, that's what Sean Macklin wants. He wants to see that 51 drop further and further and further back.
I'm telling you, these boys from 7th on back, man, they are under a blanket back here. Just watching them all spread out in the corners. Some good stuff back here in the back side of the top 10, I should say.
Robert
I mean,
Fury
look at that.
4.
Nelson Rivera making
Nelson
a pass
Rivera, I'm
there.
sorry.
Yeah, making a pass there.
Watch that 11. 11 had to really be careful there. He almost pushed right up the racetrack on entry. Tried sitting the truck, and the truck wanted nothing of it. When you know you're entering just a tiny bit too fast, especially with somebody on your outside. Mike, currently... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, were you going to finish your thought from earlier?
Which one? The one about Indianapolis?
Well, I mean, we could do that, or you could do the one about having me back in the booth next year.
Oh, I am very excited for you to join me once again. We have a really good chemistry up here, and I'm excited to keep you up here and enjoy our commentating and just genuine racing talk while a race is going on, basically. But let's go back to Indianapolis since we're in that lull I mentioned. How is the crowd that were racing on the oval again instead of the road course?
Oh, I thought it was really good, especially Sunday's attendance being over 75,000. My section where I sat in turn number 1 underneath the main grandstands. This is double deckered, but I mean, my section was completely full of people, which was great to see.
Is the race better on the oval with these new cars?
For the most part, I thought it was better than what the old car had. Obviously, it was still hard to pass, and dirty air plays a big factor with those new cars. But I did think overall it was better than what it would have been with the old car, and especially Kyle Larson in the last 10, 15 laps of that race. Holy cow. Some of the moves that he was making was like he was running the Indy car all over again, and the crowd was going crazy every time he passed. He was a home. I know it's not his hometown racetrack, but if he would be the hometown hero, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of chaos at the end of that race.
Oh, yeah. Had the chaos, especially with Brad Keselowski running out of fuel and Larson moving up to the front row there, and Blaney being very mad about that. And then obviously the yellow elephant in the room is the crappy yellow that they threw when they had a whole half a lap to throw it before that white flag came out.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll probably talk about the F1 race a little bit later, but there's some shenanigans in that as well. But 45 laps into tonight's race, you're watching All-Star 15 TV. The Sim500 TranService Truck Series Round of 8, race number 3 from Iowa Speedway. Sean Macklin, your race leader. We're going to go side by side.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
And we're back. Mike, what are you seeing?
Major championship implications. Justin Fuller just dropped due to upload packet loss.
Oh, he's got to get back in here really fast if he can. That is huge. The 51 right now out of the race.
Yeah, and Chad Coleman had the same issue as well a couple laps ago too. So major championship implications here at Iowa.
That is insane. Dalton, who needed a great night, is currently leading to tonight's race. Donaldson, who needed another good night, in second. And then Sean Macklin, who pit, is sitting in 12th. The first truck 1 lap down. Right now, it looks like drivers are going to try to split this race into threes. Yeah, pit at 50, pit at 100, and then run it all the way to the checkered. 55 laps into tonight's race. Thank you everybody for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you haven't yet. Glad to have you all here. What wow. Can't believe what we just we just saw Fuller out of the race due to packet loss.
He's connecting back again, so he's going to be back in this race, but he is going to be multiple laps down, and his chance basically for a win tonight, or at least a good finish, is pretty much out the door.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot of cautions to get back on that lead lap.
Ooh, but that's going to mean if the rest of these guys have a good night, that means our points battle next week at Homestead for the finale. Oh, it's going to be good.
We could theoretically have 5 drivers, 6 drivers possibly. Wow. Oh, wow.
You never know what's going to happen in this sport, and especially on iRacing, you never know what's going to happen. Oh. Craziness. I mean, just craziness now. This late in the season. And there's Justin. He is pulling back out on the racetrack right now off of turn 2.
And it is showing him 7 laps down. Now, Mike, question. When you lag out like that and then come back, does it give you tires and fuel, or are you right where you bounced out?
It may give you tires and fuel.
But it will count against you, I would say.
I would think so, yes.
It will pull from your stash.
Yes.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure. Somebody in the comments, if you know, you can fact check me if you want.
You know that 51's going to be trying to put down qualifying laps around other drivers.
Ooh, EJ, you see that off the corner? Holy manoli. He was like in a Tokyo drift right there.
The 51 is playing no games right now. He's -7, just past 2 trucks in 1 turn.
Who knows? He may be fuming in that truck right now too.
He might be. Oh, he is, as he almost smacks the wall with the back end of the truck out of 2. He's also running a 2.5 faster than our race leader, as Sean Macklin has unlapped himself. Absolute pandemonium at Iowa Speedway for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. I'm AJ Capola, Mike Campiggio up in the broadcast booth, high atop the grandstands. It is an absolutely gorgeous day, and what a day for racing as we're sitting up here. 78 degrees outside. Everybody in the stands is having a great time, but on that track it's 121 degrees. And Mike, these drivers are complaining about tight trucks. Not loose, tight.
Yeah, a lot of these guys over the radio the last couple laps or so, or the last 10 laps I should say, been talking to each other about these trucks handling not the greatest, and a lot of them being super, super tight in the corners, which we would have thought going into tonight with a hot slick track, these guys would be slip sliding away, but no. These guys are saying that these trucks are tight.
Absolutely backwards, from what I would assume, and apparently you as well, as Tyler Dalton is seeing truck after truck after truck unlap themselves to put them back on the lead lap. If that 19 is going for that 1 stop instead of 2, he's gonna go a lap or more down when it's time for him to pit, and there's
Gotta start somewhere. Start small, get 1 lap at a time.
And the way he's running, the lap times he's putting down, they are even faster than the drivers that pit after him. Fuller with a 24:59, and the best one that pit a couple laps later is a 24:93.
He's using all that aggressiveness out the window right now.
Glenn Campbell, Tommy Ryan, this is for 7th. Mike, it's looking like we're going to go into Homestead next week with a very close battle.
It is, but we still got unfinished business tonight to figure that out first.
Absolutely.
We can say that. We can say that right now, but you get a couple yellows in this thing, and all heck could go break loose.
Glenn Campbell to the inside of the 99. Good run off the turn. He's gonna have to duck right behind Tommy Ryan once again. A lot of black and gold trucks. Black and yellow trucks. And Mike Montesi, there's the 4. He's on fresher tires. You can just see how good those Goodyear Eagles are.
See, where's your Swably jumping down here?
Hey,
got the-
makes me want some mellow yellow.
There you go. You got a convenience store by you?
Not in walking distance or commercial break distance.
Maybe within DoorDash distance.
I ain't paying no fee for DoorDash. That is nuts.
Not
Maybe if
sponsored.
they sponsored me.
Yeah, right?
Tyler Dalton, currently your race leader by almost 4 seconds over Wesley Donaldson. Then Donaldson's got a 2-second lead over Nelson Rivera. A second over Robert Fury. And just under a second over 5th place E.J. O'Rourke. But so far, outside of a couple drivers getting bounced out of the race for packet loss issues, it's been a very calm Iowa race, which we've seen calm Iowa races. We've had a 2 caution race, a 5 caution race, and I think a 6 caution race. It's been relatively calm.
It has been. But, I mean, that is a little bit normal for Iowa, and like the trends of the past few races have shown, this is not out of the ordinary.
No. No, we've gotten to the racetrack, fired the engines, and then ran for about an hour and then went home.
Time to get the business done and over with, you know?
Here comes Wesley Donaldson. He's hitting pit road. Same thing with Mark Schrader.
So those guys are on the nail, like we talked. These guys are at least on the nail that we talked about earlier. 75 laps.
Yeah, they're Bon Joviing it with halfway there.
Tyler Dalton's coming to pit road this time.
Yeah,
So is Tommy.
Splitting it halfway. A 2-stopper instead of a 3-stopper. Or a 1-stopper instead of a 2-stopper, I'm sorry.
We're going to see if that's going to pay off for him, too.
Well, while everybody else that pit around lap 50 is already a second to a second and a half slower than their fast lap times, they're going to be running fast lap times now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how everything's going to pay out, where everything's going to roll out. Do not go away. This is going to be fun.
I tell you, when you go down this pit road at 40 miles per hour, you feel like you're doing a snail's pace around here. I think Iowa's like the second slowest pit road on iRacing. I think Dover's the first. I could be wrong. See how these guys are going to blend up here after pitting. You've got Robert Fury still out front. Him and E.J. O'Rourke, Bobby Wetzel, the only 3 that have not pitted yet.
Yep. Well, not that they haven't pit. E.J. O'Rourke is the only driver in the field that has yet to pit. Robert Fieri pit on lap 10, and so did Bobby Wetzel. So they might stretch it a little bit longer here.
Yep, Fury's coming in.
Very, very weird entry from that 77, and EJ's going to take right over as race leader. And there's a good chance Wesley Donaldson could take over the lead when everything gets sorted out. But we are a long way from that one. When will we see that 41 or 9 hit pit road?
I would think in the next few laps, but
Yeah,
they may try to push it. They may try to push it. See, Tyler Dalton is trying to catch Wesley Donaldson here. So that might be a battle for the lead here in the next few laps. Well, actually, no. Sean Macklin's ahead of them, so Sean actually will probably be retaking the lead.
If the drivers that have to pit again, that pit on lap 50, this could be your race lead with Wesley Donaldson and Tyler Dalton. That could end up being for the race lead. But if you have somebody like Sean Macklin who's going to try to stay out for 100 laps, the full fuel run, it's going to be difficult, especially with those tires. Wait and see, everybody. Wait and see. As Tyler Dalton is stuck in traffic.
He is stuck in traffic. But he's getting around Montesi here, no problem. Trying to keep up with that 91 truck. As it looks like Bobby Wetzel lost second spot to Sean Macklin. Changed for second.
Bobby Wetzel pit on lap 10. And he's starting to lose spots now, so he's going to have to hit pit road very soon. Or he's going to be in danger with going a lap, if not a lap more behind. It's amazing how fast we got to halfway and then ran by halfway.
Yes, it is. Because we are slowly starting to close in on lap 100, which is going to mean 50 laps to go. See Justin Fuller trying to get past Bobby Wetzel. Now Fieri's looking to the inside.
Fuller is driving like a madman.
Is he still sitting 6 laps down right now? Looks like.
Yes, sir. Yes, he is.
And Chad Coleman never reconnected, so Chad is going to finish basically last. That may do him out of the championship, if you ask me, AJ.
Yeah, he might be in trouble. He might be done so.
But this is going to be interesting here with O'Rourke and Wetzel. How long can they push it?
I think what O'Rourke is doing is he's going to stay out till 100. Or
I
at
can
least
see it.
Very close to it.
Yeah. This is very impressive because you said he had not pitted tonight, correct?
No, sir. I have 3 dots with
So
last
yeah,
pit stop.
This is very impressive, especially with the one caution that we had for a couple laps.
And we're 9 laps away from 100.
And Sean Macklin is catching them too, so we'll see.
And the only good part about him making it to 100 and then pitting, there's no saving involved at all. No tire saving, no fuel saving. You are flat out to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Wertman's coming down pit road for his first stop.
His first stop of the race. Wow.
First stop of the race.
Good for
He
Brian.
ended up falling all the way back to that 7th position, and that's when he pulled it down pit road. Appreciate all the wonderful people watching right now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. We are on the road to 500 subscribers on YouTube, and we are just a few away from hitting 150 on Facebook. Check out all of our wonderful sponsors in the bottom right-hand corner and in the description of this video. The Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. New episodes out every Thursday evening. Check them out. Here comes the 41 of EJ O'Rourke. The Wrestling with Nerds podcast every Sunday. New episodes about WWE, TNA, AEW, New Japan, the Falcon Grafix. Save $5 when using code AllStar15TV off your first vehicle wrap. Mention us when talking to Mick Olofsson. Mike, it's been a crazy race tonight, but a very clean race, as Sean Macklin's going to take the lead now, and he's going to put EJ O'Rourke one lap down.
Yeah, it has been, AJ, and I think with the Wrestling with Nerds podcast, you guys are going to have a busy week next week in previewing SummerSlam that's going to be coming about a week and a half from now.
I don't know how much we're going to be previewing because Ryan's going to be out of the area. He is going to SummerSlam, and I think he's going for the Raw following it as well.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's going to be a big week, though, next week, though.
Absolutely. Dude, I'm just recovering now from Kineticon. It's amazing how fast time goes.
It is.
Into another thing, and then into another one, and then into another one. If anybody knows Duke Nukem, John St. John, or Big the Cat for Sonic, had drinks with him Friday night at the Marriott L Bar in Hartford, and for a good couple hours we were just sitting, him, a couple of my friends, a couple people from his panel, and then the people that worked his panel with him. We were just chilling, talking about voice acting, podcasting, and other stuff media related. But it was a lot of fun. If you haven't yet, we're going to have an episode about the 2024 Kineticon up on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch within the next couple days. So if you haven't yet, go hit that like button, subscribe to them, and you'll be able to catch that soon.
Yeah, and we're going to have not too much race.
Road.
Yeah, it's Bobby Wetzel's pitting.
Yes, I think he spun coming the pit road.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, yeah, he did. He locked up the brakes.
Oh, well, he didn't hit anything, so that's good.
Oh. Nice save.
Sean Macklin now on pit road.
Well, this is right on the money. Like you said, lap 100. The guys that pitted lap 50 going to cut it 50-50 here.
And are these drivers going to be able to get back to Tyler Dalton and Wesley Donaldson? Unless there's a caution, then all bets are off.
Oh, yeah.
There's first, and just about a half a second back is second.
But we're not going to have too much racing over the next couple weeks there, AJ. We got the Olympic break, so I think the only ones that are racing this weekend is F1 in Belgium before their
You want to talk about F1 real fast? At the end of that race?
You want to talk about Max Verstappen basically wrecking himself?
Yeah, basically, and then blaming somebody else. I was more of talking about McLaren doing something that I absolutely hate about F1.
Team orders. Yep, I think everybody
Now, what was
agrees
the
with
point
that.
with that? Was it because PS3 had the fastest lap and they wanted max points for him?
I have no idea.
Like, I thought Norris was the number one driver for it.
Well, Norris is more in the championship fight than Piastri is, but who knows, AJ?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
That's out of our pay grade.
Yeah, very much so. If I need crew chiefing, I go talk to Gary. Or you,
Well, you
honestly.
think Yeah, and when we think about it too, it's what we had 2 weeks in a row. We had an Indy car upside down.
Yes. Holy cow, I forgot about to mention that. Oh, boy. And Suavely's now hitting pit road.
Yeah, we had Stingray Robb here, literally right where we're at Iowa the week before, and then Santino Ferrucci decided to go yeet himself, basically almost into the catch fence at Toronto.
Well, happy that didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. But now, back to the main show on the road of these boys here.
Yes, we are under 50 laps to go. And with that under 50 laps to go, we're going to take our final commercial break. When we return, it'll be the run to the finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
All right, everybody, we are back. Mike, take it away, my friend. I gotta go let the dog out.
As AJ goes let the dog out, we are back live at Iowa. Still, Tyler Dalton out front of Wesley Donaldson. Nelson Rivera in third. Robert Fury fourth. EJ O'Rourke in fifth is your top five. See, Sean Macklin has made his way back up to sixth place in that 18 truck after he pitted on lap 100. So we'll see if Sean can do any magic here over the last 45 laps or so. See if he can catch these guys out in front, and see, would be very interested to see if these guys too, if they can hold him off. That is a key to watch in the last 44 laps of this race. But Tyler Dalton and those guys having the fighting a little bit of lap traffic right now. But these boys are running all over the racetrack. A lot of good battles on track. I'm looking here in the back. Tommy Ryan, Richard Swavely, those guys are going side by side back here for about 8th and 9th. As those guys are battling back there. Thanks to AJ, liking the stream. Appreciate it, pal. But these boys are strung out right now as we are on the longest green flag run that we've had tonight here in Iowa. So, what's everybody's thoughts at home? Put it in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win this thing? You think the guys that trying to make it a one-stop race like Donaldson and Dalton and Rivera, or the guys that made it a two-stop race like Macklin and Campbell and the rest of those boys? Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think has the right strategy that might pay off at the end of this thing? As Tyler Dalton continues the lead, as now we are under 40 laps to go. Or I should say under 30 laps to go. See, Donaldson just seems like he cannot get to Dalton that close here right now. They're both running the same exact line, which is pretty interesting. Looks like Donaldson scraped the wall there off of 4. Biggest mover of the race. Let's take a look at that here real quick. Looks like the biggest mover of the race, Robert Fury. Robert Fury starting in 13th in this race, and he is up to 4th here this late in the going. It's a good run so far tonight for Robert Fury. He's the biggest mover in this race. As we continue to click off laps here under green flag conditions. I know me and AJ talked about during the break if we would see a late race yellow in this race. And if that late race yellow does materialize, how the chaos would start. And what strategy do you call? Do you stay out or do you come in and get tires if you have one last set to use? See Justin Fuller's making some moves up from the back. Justin Fuller's still sitting there minus 7 laps after he lost connection earlier this race. And he's not even the first car a lap down. It's Seth Foudy who's the first car a lap down, so Justin would not even get a lap back at this point in this race if we had a yellow come out. And we got a battle for second. Nelson Rivera on the door, on the bumper of Wesley Donaldson here into 3. Donaldson going to go to the bottom, try to chop the nose off of Rivera there. And Nelson's going to take it to the inside here into 1. He's got a really good run. I know he can't really move the cameras right now for the folks at home. I apologize. AJ had to step out for a moment, so we're kind of doing this radio style here at Iowa, in a sense. And Nelson Rivera going to slide in there for second. He's going to try to clear Donaldson off of 4, and will do. New guy in second spot. Put that number 22 into second. So as Nelson goes to second, looking back at the gentleman that just pit a few laps ago, Sean Macklin is now in 5th, and he is currently about 5.3 seconds back of the lead. So we're going to have a battle for the lead between, it could be about 3 or 4 of these guys here in a few laps, depending on if we continue to stay green. So we are down to 23 laps to go. Seems like that 91 truck is, the speed in that thing has kind of went sideways here during this run, and he's not as strong as he was a run before this. Be very interested to see here if Nelson Rivera can catch Tyler Dalton here for the lead. Sitting on 22 to go. Oh, Seth Foudy off the corner, sideways, almost hit the inside wall. That was a major moment right there. That probably gave him a heart attack. Hanging on to that thing. But Nelson Rivera is slowly starting to chip in Tyler Dalton here for the lead. As we are coming next time by to 20 laps to go. Dalton trying to get around the 35 of Schrader, who is still on the lead lap. So, you know, he's not really going to let Dalton go per se, because he's still fighting to stay on the lead lap. But here comes Nelson. He is starting to close here. Under half a second now. Dalton wants Schrader to get out of his way.
Apologies, everybody. The wife is asleep, so I tried to be nice and take the dog out for her. So I apologize when we missed that pass a couple laps ago. We are back. Mike, great job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But we're got a big battle for lead now here, AJ.
Yeah, that 22 is there. It's like Rivera was saving till now. Now to 2/10 separating Dalton and Rivera for that top spot. Less than 20 laps to go.
And both of these guys are still alive for the playoffs. This is going to get really good here.
To the lead. Can he make it work through 1 and 2? He is there, looking to the inside.
He got a really good run off of turn 2. We are side by side for the lead, going into 3.
And both these drivers are even. Just a lap separating both of them from their pit stops. Dalton on 76,
Ooh,
Rivera on 77.
Almost contact right there, the start-finish line. Will we see the bump and run being used here as we later and later into this race, knowing a win could really set you up well for next week's finale?
Donaldson sitting in 3rd. Macklin sitting in 4th. Macklin running about 2/10 or so faster than our race leaders.
He's still currently, 4 seconds back? He hasn't gained too much time.
No, he hasn't.
Schrader's on the wall. He kept it going. We're going to be side by side again here for the lead. Rivera going to send it in there.
Oh, he does send it in there. He's going to get to the back tires, but not going to be able to make the pass.
15 laps to go.
He's going to have to send it.
Oh, he got a good run that time again. Let's see what he can do here. Yeah, this is about as close as he's gotten alongside that 19. Can he stay side by side? Oh, he's going to stay side by side, AJ.
Turn number 1, advantage still the 19, but the 22 gets even through the center. Does the 19 have a nice hold shot out of 2? Rivera.
They are door to door.
Coming across turn 3 with the lead. Can he get back to the line?
Oh, it's going to be door to door. I think he's going to get it this lap. New leader.
New leader, the 22 Ford F-150 of Nelson Rivera.
Oh, is he going to clear him? Clear up, clear up.
And
Oh,
clear.
he took it. He took it.
Watch this 22 start to set sail.
Well, he better set sail because Sean Macklin is now within, what, 3 seconds? So he's got to hurry.
This is very much going to help Nelson Rivera. He was minus 23 to Fuller. Wesley Donaldson sitting right now in third. He's going to jump up a bunch of spots.
And Sean Macklin, I'm watching him back here. He's got 2 lap cars going side by side in front of him before he can get to Wesley Donaldson too.
They're on board with Sean Macklin. His lap times are almost even, or was even with Nelson Rivera last time by.
And we are under
71 for both of them.
And we are coming to 9 laps to go. I think at this point, Sean's going to need a yellow to catch the leader.
Yes. Well, the 18 could very much get to Wesley Donaldson. That's about 4/10 away. And that 91 is also battling Mike Montesi.
Yeah, Sean is closing in here for third. Battle for the podium. Battle for interview position as well. Nelson Rivera out front has set sail with 7 to go.
Nelson Rivera on an island of his own. Tyler Dalton sitting in second. He's got 2 seconds in front, 2 seconds in back. In that battle for third as they're side by side entering turn 1.
Oh, they're close together there in 1 and 2.
They're very close together, and there goes the 18. He is clear of the 91.
And 5 laps to go from Nelson Rivera. These are probably going to be the longest 5 laps in Nelson Rivera's life right now. He just wants to see that white flag. This is the time in the race, AJ, you're sitting out front like this, you're thinking, no yellow, please no yellow. And then you're also hearing that engine in that truck, and you're like, please nothing break, please nothing break.
I can tell you it's gone through my head many times during a race, even with just a good finish on the line. You're on board with Nelson Rivera. You see how nice, calm, smooth he's being on the wheel with the throttle. Oh, as I say that, he's going to get loose out of 4. Oh, boy. All right, we're done talking about him. Stay tuned after the checkered. We're going to talk to our podium finishers, whoever they might be. Right now, it's looking like Rivera, Dalton, and Macklin.
2 to go. Popsicle dual sticks are in the air.
It is Barney the Flagman. There's the 2 to go signal. He's got a comfortable 3-second lead over Tyler Dalton.
As he goes into 3 and 4, he's going to see the white flag, sponsored by
The Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Go check them out on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things YouTube page and their own Facebook page under the Wrestling with Nerds podcasts. The 22 is through 1 and 2 for the final time.
And this win tonight and this good run for Tyler Dalton as well, and even Sean Macklin, even Wesley Donaldson, we're going to have a great points battle going to Homestead.
Absolutely. And there comes the 22, crossing the line for the win. Race number 3 of the round of 8 goes to Nelson Rivera. Coming home in second, you have the 8-19 of Tyler Dalton, the 18 of Sean Macklin in third. Fourth, you have Wesley Donaldson. Fifth, Robert Fury in sixth. E.J. O'Rourke, seventh. Brian Macklin, eighth. Glenn Campbell, ninth. Tommy Ryan, and rounding out that top 10, it's Bobby Wetzel. There's the 22, and he's going to burn it down. What a fast race. An hour 6. That's all it was.
He is burning it down big time. Good for Nelson too. That's a huge win.
That puts him right back in the fight.
Yep, right into the fight for next week.
I mean, good for all three of them. I know Tyler Dalton's going to need a little more help. But for Nelson and Sean, they are back in the title fight with Justin Fuller not having a great night tonight.
Oh, AJ, we have all 3 guys in the waiting room.
That was fast. Let's start with P number 3. Mike, pull Sean Macklin up here. Hey, Sean, it's AJ and Mike in the broadcast booth. Dude, what a way to fight back for a 3rd place finish. Looks like a bunch of guys were on different strategies, but let's talk about how you ran this race tonight. How did the 18 truck feel? We were hearing it was tight for a lot of drivers, but what brought you to the 2-stop strategy?
I don't know. We were just talking about it beforehand, and we just kind of figured with the fall off that the 2-stop might have worked. And I think maybe if I did it a little bit earlier, maybe on like lap 90, it may have been a little bit closer because I got to under 4 seconds of Nelson there. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Definitely thought the 2-stop was going to work in our favor, and then I think by lap 100 or so, we started to realize that it wasn't working quite how we expected. But overall, pretty happy with it.
Yeah, going into next week, it is basically a free-for-all now. Fuller not having a great night, finishing in that 17th position, and while our top 3 basically put themselves back in the title fight.
Yeah, it's going to be close, man. When Fuller dropped out earlier, I was just like, I mean, just what you said. It levels the playing field. It brings everybody back down because I think second place was 14 or 15 points behind him. So definitely brings us all back up there, and it should definitely be a shootout for the championship for sure.
Yeah, we're going to Homestead next week. What are we expecting from the 18 truck heading down to that track?
Hopefully something just like tonight and the last couple races, just putting myself in a good position, and hopefully whatever strategy I choose ends up working in my favor a little bit better. But hopefully expect at least what we saw tonight a little bit better.
All right, brother. Once again, congratulations to the podium finish. And before we let you go, let's hear about those wonderful sponsors.
Yeah, man. So everybody at WD Diecast, Wesley, Sim500, obviously you guys putting on the broadcast every week for the series. Yeah, that's really about it.
All right, dude. Once again, congratulations. You enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you at Homestead Miami Speedway next Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.
Mike, go ahead and grab P2 for yourself.
Tyler, it is AJ and Mike in the booth. You got us.
I got you.
Man, what a race tonight. Talk about the strategy because there's a lot of guys out there doing the two-stop strategy and the one-stop strategy in this race. Just give me your thoughts overall on the strategy that you chose and how your truck was overall tonight.
Well, my strategy was to shoot myself in the foot because not sure they called it on the broadcast or not, but the green flag stop, I missed pit road, cost myself about 4 seconds, lost the race by 3.3 seconds. So that's what it stings. Yeah, I've never even considered doing a two-stopper there. Although I did come in the first caution and get some tires. There was some confusion on the number of sets of tires we had. A little server error there. Apparently, not all the cars had the right set of tires. So I was hoping that wasn't going to screw us, and I think it actually helped us because we were able to drive up there and get to second. Had to use the tires a good bit to get there, so we sort of leveled out about a second behind Sean. And I was honestly surprised when he pitted. I just thought that I knew the difference of speed in the beginning of the run was really extreme, but it leveled off pretty fast throughout the run. But yeah, I think we had the winning strategy there. Just mistake on my part getting the pit road.
Well, as we look at Homestead next week for the championship finale race, but with you having a really good night and Justin Fuller not having the best of nights when he had an upload packet loss issue, give me your thoughts as you had a really good points night tonight and hopefully to trim down that points deficit that you had, and just give me your thoughts about going to Homestead and trying to fight for a championship.
Well, I'm not sure what the deficit is. I'm still pretty sure we're out of it. Thought we'd have been in a really good spot if we wouldn't have got wrecked on lap 2 last week. That really sucked considering that's normally a track out. What I'm not good at Phoenix last week, and just impatience and got wrecked on lap 2 and sort of ruined our hope for the championship. But said we're gonna come out here and just try to go for trophies here the last 2 races. So Homestead probably my best track, and go out there next week and see if we can win it. Let the points fall where they may. Hopefully I can go out there and win it. I was got some personal things going on right now. My father's in the hospital, and they just moved him into hospice, so things aren't looking good. I was hoping maybe to get a win for him tonight, but maybe we can pull it out next week.
Oh my goodness. From all of us here at All Star 15 TV, we hope that that's going to hopefully your father does get better. That's the main thing that I think both me and AJ want to go to you on that situation.
Yeah, it's rough. I was contemplating not even racing tonight, and if you don't see me next week, you know why, but just wanted to put that out there. If anybody's listening, your parents still alive, call them, tell them that you love them, or if they're in the same house with you, go give them a hug.
That is a very good message to give for people that, with parents, especially I have older parents myself, so I hear that. But before we let you go and get out of here, is there any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank TranService, great sponsor for the league for a very long time and sponsor for the series. I want to thank all the admins here at Sim500 for putting on the shows each week. All my teammates down there, as we sort of mixed with some of the team name guys with Chad there, just hanging out during this race. Unfortunately, he had a power outage, but hopefully we can go out there and do good next week, and see you then.
Well, Tyler, congratulations on the second place finish tonight. Like we said, again, hopefully everything goes okay with your father and everything, and hopefully we'll see you next week. If not, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
That's Tyler Dalton finishing second here tonight at Iowa Speedway. And yeah, just once again want to spread our thoughts with the Dalton family. We care about the drivers of the leagues we broadcast. It's kind of like family to us after a while. But we're hoping, we're thinking about you. But let's get to our race winner, the driver of the number 22 Ford F-150. It is the one and only Nelson Rivera, winning here tonight, putting himself in a spot to contend for a championship next week. Dude, what a race, pal.
What's up, fellas? It's always good to talk to you guys because me talking to you, that means I did a thing tonight.
You know, I have that same energy after a podium finish, so I like where this is going. But what a race, dude! You passed Tyler Dalton late. You were on the same strategy as Tyler Dalton by pitting a lap later than he did. Why did you look like you had more horsepower in that Ford? Because you kind of passed him like he was stopped in a way. Was there like a tire saving issue going on with you, or
There was,
talk about
yeah,
it?
yep, there was. It's just basically that was my only strategy because I did not have the speed that they had. But I just committed myself to the bottom. Occasionally came up a half a lane to the second lane. That's as high as I got. Even though I saw everybody running up the third lane or maybe even against the wall and getting speed that way, I stayed committed to the bottom. And my only play was to, if it went green, I knew I was going to be good on tires, and it just worked out.
Yeah, so with you being good on tires and everything, um, you came into tonight's race minus 23 to Justin Fuller. Sean Macklin has a good night. Donaldson still has a good night. Uh, but that deficit that Fuller had is gone. It's null and
Yeah.
void. We are in a 5 truck battle for this championship, plus or minus a position here or there, or points here or there. But what are we expecting
Yeah.
from the 22 team going into Homestead Miami Speedway next week for the championship race?
Well, I mean, let me just add we it's a tight battle now, which is going to make Homestead really exciting. But I hate it for Fuller because he basically was going to run away with this championship if it what happened to him didn't happen. So
Absolutely.
that's just terrible luck. And the same thing with Coleman. I guess they both had the maybe power issues at home. I've heard they had storms in the area, so that sucks. But yeah, I mean, what it does, it makes it a must-watch race next week, I guess.
It's a must-watch race every week. I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, Whenever Sim500's on the channel and you got me and Mike in the booth, it's always a blast. It's always fun. You guys put on one hell of a show. It was a heck of a lot of fun watching you on a one-stop race get to the front and make some passes look very easy when other drivers attempting the same pass make it look very difficult.
Yeah, let me add the other thing that helped. Yes, it was a one-stop race during the entire run, but that early yellow, I actually pitted for tires on that early yellow, and I think that helped extend my run on that before halfway. I extended it by 5 laps, so I came in on lap 80. I think that helped quite a bit because I didn't lose. If anything, I'm probably gained a few seconds on everybody running up front on the older tires. Even though I don't remember when that yellow came out. It was what, maybe 9 laps?
Yeah, right around there, 8 or 9 laps.
Yeah, I think that also contributed it to, and also back to Tyler Dalton. He missed pit road during the green flag stops, and he lost a lot of time doing that, and that was another contribution to my to me catching him and passing him.
Yeah, we saw that, or at least I think we saw that. Been a long race. Uh,
The bottom line is that I needed bad luck from Fuller, Dalton, Donaldson, for me to win, basically.
yeah, well, a win's a win. They don't ask you how it happened. They just ask you if you got one. So
Yeah.
next week we're going to Homestead, dude. Can't wait to see you fight for a championship. But before we let you go, talk about the wonderful sponsors on board of that 22 Ford.
Yeah, LaRue Esports, of course. The guys over at the shop. We got Friary ran with me. I see he finished top 5, which is great for him. And we borrowed Seth Foudy for the night from Turn One Hero, so I hope they're not too upset over there. So it was fun racing with him as well. It didn't turn out as good. I see he finished 11th, so he had a few problems maybe with the strategy, but yeah, it was fun running with those guys for sure.
All right, dude. Well, once again, great race tonight. Congratulations on the win. And we'll see you next week at Homestead Miami Speedway for the championship race.
All right, guys, looking forward to it actually.
All right, that was our race winner of race number 3 of the round of 8. Mike, take us home.
Well, AJ, another incredible race tonight. The strategies were endless, and Iowa put on a great show, multiple lanes of racing. But we got ourselves a point battle next week, and I'm so excited to get down to South Beach. Great weather and all that stuff, and it should be another great race and going to be must-see TV to close out the season.
Must-see TV on All-Star 15 TV. Let's run through the finishing order from tonight's race. Nelson Rivera comes home first, Tyler Dalton in second, Sean Macklin third. Those are your podium finishers. Then Wesley Donaldson in fourth, Robert Fieri in fifth. Sixth, you have E.J. O'Rourke. Seventh, Brian Macklin. Eighth, Glenn Campbell. Ninth, Tommy Ryan. And rounding out that top 10, it's Bobby Wetzel. Seth Foddy in 11th. Mike Montesi in 12th. 13th brings you to Mark Schrader. Richard Suavely in 14th. Brian Wertman in 15th. 16th, Jeff Ryan. Justin Fuller 17th. And Chad Coleman, shotgun on the field, in 18th. I can't wait. I can't wait for Homestead next week. It is going to be a barn burner. If that's going to be one race you're going to make, that's the one you need to make to watch right here on the channel. But for All-Star 15 TV, I'm AJ Capola. That's Mike Campeggio. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in South Beach next week.